Happy Wednesday sa inyong lahat. Welcome to Out for Lunch on FTV, and we are live here from our studios in Markham. Wherever you're watching us from, please leave a message if you're watching us live. Today, we have a special guest, and I'm also excited to get to know our guest today. She is a ceramics artist, and she will be participating in Canada's largest and longest running annual contemporary art fair, the Toronto Outdoor Art Fair. Hi muna tayo sa mga nanonood sa atin. Hi, Ira! Out for Lunch is watching. Ay, yung ating account, no? And Anjo, Wednesday Hump Day. Yes, correct. That's true. So I hope people are gathering to like join us. Share the link. So the more the merrier, the more the many-year, sabi nga nila. So this event, the Toronto Outdoor Art Fair, brings in about 170,000 art lovers and enthusiasts, and they collectively spend over $2 million in direct sales for the participating independent artists every year. So this, excuse me, pasensya na po kayo, hinihika ang host nyo. Kaya medyo once in a while, I'm gonna have to clear my throat. Pasensya lang ng konti. This 2026, the Toronto Outdoor Art Fair is happening on July 10 to 12 at the Nathan Phillips Square. And one participant is our guest today, Cheryl Martinez, live from Fredericton in New Brunswick. Hi, Cheryl.
Hi, Cherry. Thank you for having me. Magandang hapon po sa lahat.
Oo nga, I temporarily forgot that you're 1 hour ahead there, no?
Yes.
Oo, so technically, tapos na yung lunch break dyan sa New Brunswick.
Yes.
How is it there? Kamusta ngayon dyan?
Maliwanag ang sikat ng araw. So it's
That's
been an
good.
alternate, rainy and sunny days. But it's mostly sunny days and it's really, really hot sometimes. So okay naman dito. Very peaceful. It's a small province. So maano siya. Masyadong malaki yung contrast sa pinanggalingan nating traffic sa Manila. So,
Yes,
yeah.
correct. We're going to talk about that later. I asked Cheryl if we can talk a little bit about her move also to Canada. Are there a lot of Filipinos in Fredericton, at least where you live? I know one of our common friend, Josie
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 Livingstone.
Sison, who was
Yeah.
my former colleague
Yes.
in ABS-CBN as a
ABS-CBN.
reporter, is living there.
Yes.
And colleague,
Yes.
because Cheryl also used to work for ABS-CBN. Small world
Yes, for
talaga,
a
no?
brief, yeah, for a brief time. Yes.
Yeah, so maraming Pinoy in Fredericton?
Not as many as I would think compared to like the big cities. So meron naman, but it's not. It's a small province and it's not really well known in terms of yung mga migration. Migration ng mga Pinoy dito.
Destinations
Kahit may
parang
ibang
hindi siya
nationalities, yes, hindi
on the
siya
top of the
sikat, kumbaga.
consciousness.
Oo.
Oo.
Oo. So it's
Okay.
really it's also like one of the maritime provinces. So talagang pipiliin mong pumunta dito. I think.
Oo,
Yun yun.
oo. Okay, so we'll leave that for a few minutes later. But now we just want to congratulate you first for making it to this event. I'm personally
Thank you so
excited to
much.
see your pieces in person. I'm gonna go there for sure.
Yay.
At saka libre to ha, even if it's a prestigious
Yes, it's open to
event,
the
no?
public.
It's
Yes.
open to the public. So
Yes.
that's one of the things that we actually love, I personally love about Canada, about Toronto as a city. The support for the arts is huge.
Yep.
And we get to do things, we get to see things for free. So, how are you preparing for this big event?
Well, I have been preparing for it for like months now. So, sa mga hindi nakakaalam, estudyante po ako dito. That's the reason why we moved here. I wanted to pursue ceramics as a diploma. So it's a 2-year diploma, but we are required to do a 1-year foundation visual arts. So that's a 3-year in total. So I applied for the art fair last January, and the result came out March. So since middle of March, I have been working on my pieces for the art fair, and actually hindi pa nga siya tapos. Marami pang mga last minute na mga kailangan gawin. And aside kasi from the live art fair, which is happening now on July 10 to 12, we are also entitled to an online um, selling. So, yung mismong Toronto Outdoor Art Fair will be able to accommodate us and our works for a year. So, continuous yung paggawa doon para makapag-offer ng works namin to whoever is interested and whoever wants to collect
So that's great. And the year has started
yes.
already. It's already up online, or magsa-start pa lang after
Magsa-start siya by
the
July 10. Yes.
the
Yes.
moment the art fair opens. That's great,
Yes.
no? That's a great support. So wait, you're saying you're still a current student now, or have you finished your diploma studies?
I haven't finished it. I'm in the fall. I'll be doing the final year of the diploma, the fine craft ceramics diploma. So next year pa ako gagraduate actually. But ceramics I have been doing since kasi yung first ko na workshop on pottery was in 2016. Pero parang slow burn kasi yun, Cherry. Hindi siya yung agad-agad ko siyang inaccept na I want to pursue it. So it took me a while, and then just as COVID happened, I had a kiln built at my studio in Quezon City. And for 3 years, I was doing, production work. And I was doing also exhibits and fairs in the Philippines. Pero nung nag-decide nga kami na mag-move dito sa Canada, yun ang naisipan ko na I wanted to pursue it because it's something that's, you know, something that will preoccupy you for a long time. Kasi sa pottery, if you're like into it, nawawala yung oras. Or hindi mo napapansin yung oras. Like, a lot of times, hindi mo alam, naka 8 hours na ako sa studio, pero parang 30 minutes pa lang siya. So, it's a it's a very productive way to make use of my time.
No, and I'm glad you pursued your art, and I'm glad you pursued it here, because I believe that the world needs the artists for the soul of humanity, no? So,
Yes.
ang ganda. Just looking at your pieces, it
Thank
instantly
you.
made me feel good. It's very inspiring, no? Something reaches out to the people when they see it. I don't know if our audience feels the same way, just seeing the craftsmanship, the intricate details of your work. Mag-hi lang tayo to some of our audience na nanonood. Cesar Marquez, hi Cesar! Hello daw sa ating lahat. And Ira also.
Hello
Yeah, I
po.
think I mentioned Ira already. Yes, and kasi Cheryl, when most of us look at the teacup, no, we just see a container for our drink. But as a ceramic artist, you see the engineering, the history, the
Yeah.
science, the art, no?
Yep.
Can you
Yeah.
educate us a little bit on what goes behind making these beautiful pieces, and why did you decide to do teaware?
Okay. Of course, with pleasure, Cherry. No, this is my favorite topic. So before I got into pottery, I found my passion in tea. Okay, so when I was in the Philippines, nag-aral ako maging to become a certified tea sommelier, and that's part of I was an entrepreneur. I was importing loose leaf tea. So ito yung mga high quality na dahon talaga na tsaa. So yun yung for so many years I was studying it, I was teaching it, and then I got into pottery because I was also importing tea wares, from China, from India, no sorry, from China and Japan. And then yung breakage rate kapag dumadating sa akin, masyadong mataas. And it's not only a waste of, resources, it's also a waste of time. Although the suppliers naman would say, oh, we will replace it, pero yung time, alam mo yun, hindi mo na mababalik, hindi mo na siya marirecoup. So I said, why don't I try my hand at it? Like literally. And because, alam mo minsan, parang ang dali lang na, parang, it looks so easy, right? So I
Yeah.
tried. I did try. And then I was like, oh my God, this is so hard. And it's so,
Oo.
hindi siya simple, no? It's not a simple thing. So, it kept me challenged. And for many years, talagang nag-practice. Talagang I show up every day para lang, talagang I wanted to learn this. I want to overcome this. I want to transcend this, whatever, kung saan man ako dalhin ito. Basta I just want to pursue it. And I did. And before I know it, parang may mga taong nagugustuhan yung mga gawa ko. And I just stayed on my path na parang, oh, ito yata yung, dito na ako magsistay, and ito na yung gagawin kong parang pursuit of my life. And I stayed, and kung saan ako napunta. And the reason why I pursued tea wares is because yun nga, it's interrelated sa passion ko. And for me, ang dami akong na iinggan yung mga tao to drink tea because they're using my wares. They're using my teacups. They like, how I make my things, and they say na ano daw yung impression nila sa mga when I'm making teapots or teacups, na there's something peaceful about my choice of shapes and colors and lighting when I'm doing when I'm photographing them. And I feel na ito yung isang bagay that is unique to me, na walang ibang makakakopy kahit even if they try. Alam mo yon, kasi
Yeah.
your soul is in it when you're making, kasi hindi lang siya material There's also chemistry, there's also geometry, there's also spiritual in it.
Oo,
Kasi
no? The
it's
process
something
itself.
na it brings you out of yourself and of your head, and it brings you to the moment, which is the most important thing, right? The present. So, yung buong body mo when you're making, it's there. Like, it's in the cup, or it's in the teapot, or it's in the clay. So, pag nakikita ng mga tao, they sense it, right? Nafe-feel
Correct.
nila.
Well
And
said.
that's
Well said.
something.
Amen. I totally agree to that. And I sense it even from the picture. It really makes you want to keep looking. When you sent me those photos, I just kept browsing at it, no? And like what you said, hindi yan makakopy You have your own fingerprint in every piece
Yes.
that you make. And what a lot of people don't know, you're a tea enthusiast. The shape of the cup and the teapot and the thickness affects the flavor of the tea.
Yes. Yes. And that's why so madaming types of clay, right? Meron tayong earthenware, yung terracotta natin, na madami tayo sa yung ginagawa nating
Yes, oo. Yung nakikita natin na parang
whatever,
orange
pugon, or
clay, oo.
yes, that's
Mga palayok
terracotta. So that's
natin, di
just sa
ba?
low
Oo.
fire, palayok, yes. And then there's also stoneware, which is a white, madaming colors yan. And then there's porcelain. Porcelain is, ito yung pinakamataas na quality, kasi siya, matibay. Hindi siya madaling mabasag, even if it's, very, very thinly made. Hindi siya
Oo.
basta-basta nababasag, kasi high-fired siyang tinatawag, hanggang maabot siya ng 1300 degrees Celsius kapag pina-fire na namin siya. So, but ito yung porcelain yung ginawa kong choice of material, or material of choice.
Oh,
Sorry.
okay. Okay. So these
So,
ones we're seeing, yung mga pinapakita nating
yes.
pictures, those are porcelain.
This ones, yes, these are porcelain. So, magkakaiba yan because, when you're
Okay.
starting out, you want to try all the types of clay, di ba? Kasi parang gusto mong malaman kung asan ka ba doon. Kasi lahat naman may pipili ka talaga. But for me, porcelain, it's the purest kind of clay. It's the purest type of clay, and it's also the hardest. The hardest to make, and masyadong mataas yung learning curve niya. And I guess yung personality ko kasi mas mahirap, mas gusto ko. Kasi I grow a lot, a lot. So, yun ang
Uh-huh.
gusto ko na constantly I'm growing, constantly I'm curious about the materials and how I make them.
I
Yeah.
think that's part of the reason also. I mean, since that's your personality, nakikita ko na pag-move mo dito sa Canada, parang, oh, that's another challenge na parang you know
Yes.
that you'll grow, diba? But yeah, we're gonna go
Yeah.
to that because Cheryl moved here in 2024, no? If I'm not mistaken.
Yes, yes. We arrived 2024,
2024.
but we started applying 2023. So that's when I gave up my studio. I sold all my equipment and my stuff in pottery and talagang inano namin, nililis namin kumbaga kasi it's gonna be an adventure. We looked at it as an adventure. So
Are the pieces, how pricey are the pieces? Some people might think, oh, they look expensive. Some might get intimidated na I might not be able to afford those kinds of pieces. Or
it depends
some
din
are just
kasi.
curious. Oo.
Yeah, it depends din kasi the small the teacups would be 15 to $25 and depende din kasi yun sa glazes na ginagamit and sa firing method because I use different firing method. Meron parang straightforward lang, meron din yung if you've seen the gold and the blue vase that you showed earlier, yung
Oh,
parang
can we
so
try to show that?
that's a crystalline and that is one of the hardest technique to do in pottery kasi ano yan eh parang I remember one forum where they said that one is the crystalline.
Okay.
They said na one in every 1,000 potters lang daw yung nag-a-attempt na mag-pursue ng crystalline. Because it's not only the glazes, it's the firing schedule. It's and all every time you fire, yung result iba-iba. Hindi mo siya mape-predict. So, if you want something na random, if you want to collect something for your house na hey, this is talagang truly one of a kind, then
Crystalline.
that's the yeah,
And those would be the
that's the kind.
pricier ones because of that reason nga, no? Sabi nga, literally, visible crystals grow
Yes.
inside the piece while it's trapped in the kiln.
Yes.
Tama?
That's
Oo.
three and
So,
yeah, we have a so ang nangyayari sa kanya kasi parang you for this particular vase, I fired it to 1280 1280 degrees Celsius. So
and
it
that's
goes
really
up
high, no?
really yes, that's really high. That's a cone 10 in our parlance. And then we hold it there for 3 to 4 hours and that's when the crystal or sorry so after it peaks to the highest temperature it goes down really fast naman to a slightly lower temperature lang siguro 1100 degrees Celsius and then we hold it there for 3 hours or 4 hours and that's when the crystals started to form
Ito may
so
nakita akong
nakakatuwa.
video, Cheryl, no? I think
Yes.
this explains that crystalline method. Let's show it.
Let's grow some crystals on some pottery. For my crystalline glazes, I do everything from dipping, pouring, and spraying on the glaze. This family of glaze has a lot of zinc oxide. If the glaze is applied correctly and the kiln is slowly cooled between 2000 degrees and 1700 degrees, crystals will start to grow. It takes the crystals.
So yon, that's from, I just want to give credit to that account. That was the Instagram account of a professional
Yeah.
potter na si John Puzzuoli. So, JPUZZ ang kanyang, the Instagram handle is JPUZZ. So, very interesting, no? You actually have crystals like growing in
Yes.
that.
There's
And that's,
yeah.
oh,
There's also
beautiful,
another
beautiful
type.
pieces. Yeah, go
Yeah.
ahead.
So, yung pinakita niya is what we call macrocrystalline. But there's also another crystalline glaze that yun talaga yung talagang nag-introduce sa akin sa crystalline. We call it the aventurine glaze, which is hindi siya very visible, no? Na talagang kikita mo yung crystals na sa pot. But when you look at it, it's like like starry night, kumbaga
Oh,
na
parang
lahat ng
dainty or
maliliit lang
smaller.
siya, oo, maliliit lang siya, pero you can see it sparkles. So especially when light hits it. So Madami siyang, madami
Class.
siyang
Oh, marami siyang intricate.
positive.
Alam nyo, mga kapatid, no, mga kababayan natin, I'm very kasi interested in pottery. I was telling Cheryl, I never pursued it, but it was something that would always catch my attention. And here in Toronto, when I moved here, there are in my neighborhood, you can say marami, no? May mga pottery houses, no? And I would always attempt to go pero hindi ko natatapos. Sometimes it's a price, sometimes it's a time to actually do it, no? Pero as you learn more about it, the intricacies of the art, I'm just very thankful that we were able to as as a as humanity, that we were able to preserve this kind of
Yes.
method that were done,
10,000
centuries
years.
ago. Yeah, 10,000 years ago.
10,000 years. Yeah.
Nabuti na
It's
lang.
our first app. It was our first art, visual art. Before the paintings in the caves in France, we were doing pottery. Kasi
Oh,
pang
okay.
store ng food or pang
Oo, oo.
luto or pang, diba?
Oo.
So it's considered the oldest art.
The oldest art. Wow, that's interesting. And bawat culture may form of pottery, 'di ba? Kaya tayo
Yes.
sa Pilipinas, meron
Yes.
din tayo ng mga ating mga burial jars or yung mga palayok natin
Yes.
for cooking or just storing
Yes.
food and all that. So very, very, and here in Toronto, if you guys have never been to the Gardiner Museum, um, it's worth a visit. I've never really gone there. It was my daughter's field trip. I didn't even know what was in there. Dinadaan-daanan ko lang yung Gardiner Museum in front of the ROM, the Royal Ontario Museum. And the Royal Ontario Museum has a lot of visitors, no, just every day. Pero yung Gardiner, minsan it's overlooked. It's a smaller museum, but it's devoted to pottery. And it's amazing. It's amazing. So actually, Cheryl, when I saw your pieces, I'm very proud that we have a kababayan who's making these beautiful pieces that we see.
Thank you.
You can see naman from the quality, it's really, no, andun siya. It's high. I'm not an expert on pottery, but at least to my layperson's eyes, it's beautiful and it looks very high quality. There's one that I wanted to ask you about, if we can just keep on showing her pieces. Yung parang may mga maliliit na, can you show the next photos? The next one pa. The one with the parang smaller details on like a light green. Sige pa, show the next one, please. Yan.
Oh, that one. Okay.
Yeah. Can you tell us
Alright.
about that small details there on that piece?
Yes. Thank you for asking me about this pot. We call it incising, so we carve like a design on the pots. But this particular design is inspired by our tambourine necklace. The tambourine necklace is
okay.
yeah, yung
Yung Filipino
we know it
heritage
as a
tambourine necklace.
yes.
Yung
Yes, we
gold
know it as a
na-
Hispanic. Yes.
Yes, oo.
Yes, we know it as a colonial uh, artifact or jewelry design, but it's not. So apparently, our ancestors from 2,000 years ago have been doing this particular designs, the granulations and the filigrees. And so parang para sa akin, it's time to reclaim and confront this particular, era of our civilization. Kasi, like at school, ang natututunan natin palagi is the colonial period from the Spaniards to the Americans to the Japanese, no? So, ang mentality and mindset natin is enslavement. Lagi tayong nasa ilalim ng whoever was colonizing us. But, before the colonists came, may may heritage tayo. We had a
Imagine the
tradition. We have a
intricacies of
legacy.
that
The
kind
intricacy,
of-
yeah.
Yun
And
nga,
it was
iniisip
at
nga ng mga
par.
tao, ano yun, yung pamana sa atin
Oo,
ng mga
Spanish.
Espanyol.
Oo.
Diba?
Hindi.
Pero hindi,
Inadapt
ginagawa
lang
na talaga.
natin. Inadapt lang natin into the rosary kasi yung, the beads and stuff. Because
Yes.
we were under them. But the design, the filigree, yung paganon, tsaka yung mga granulations, yung pintok-pintok na tinatawag nila, that is pre-colonial. So, it is one of ito yung pinaka-heartfelt ko na mga na advocacy na gusto kong ilagay siya sa pottery ko because it's easier to acquire, right? It's easier to buy it or collect it than a jewelry kasi mas mahal yung jewelry
Oo,
kaysa sa
oo.
ceramic. So,
Kaya
it's
pala, tamo,
something
it
that I
spoke
want
to
to
me.
show.
Sabi ko, may something doon na na-attract ako. And totoo nga, no? Yeah, so yun pala. Ang ganda ng mensahe nito. So yes, unfortunately, we're running out of time.
Oh,
We only have 30 minutes on the show. But
yes.
remind them again where they can catch you, yung mga nandito sa Toronto. She's in, and also there in New Brunswick, if you have a place there or the site where they can find your work.
Oh, okay. So right now, my works will be available on July 10 to 12 at the Nathan Phillips Square in downtown Toronto. It's right beside the City Hall. But other than after that, it will be available online and on www.toaf.ca or toaf.ca. Yes. Right now, wala pa akong sarili kong studio. I'll be doing that next year when I graduate, and hopefully I'd be able to do my own gallery. So, bisita po kayo dito sa New Brunswick. Ayun.
Oo, and baka dito sa Toronto, ako mag-display ng mga items mo dito. I would love to do that
Thank
for you.
you.
It's so beautiful. People should know that Filipinos can do this level of craftsmanship. It's just beautiful. Congratulations. But I promise just a little bit of your story of moving here to Canada before we go. What's the story? Why did you decide to move here?
Oh, okay. So,
Alam mo,
mahabang
ending na
story.
tayo,
But
no?
I will make
Oo.
it
Oo nga,
very,
paano
very,
ba
very
natin?
short.
Part 2 na lang tayo. Next, mag-guest ka na lang
Okay,
ulit
pwede naman.
after the TOAF.
But yun, it's just a decision that I made with my family. My kids were growing up. They're both going to university na rin in the fall. And we just decided na walang future sa kanila sa Philippines. But then we
Oo
said,
nga, oo.
we were thinking of them, but also like on the other hand, I want to pursue ceramics talaga. Wala naman nag-o-offer sa Philippines. And dito meron. So, okay, parang hitting two birds in one stone, I guess. And then we moved here 2024. It's been wonderful. I love it here because madaming walking trails, hindi siya stressful to live here. Like everything is 5 minutes away. Alam mo yun? So parang iba siya. So from our experience in Manila, it's a change of pace, change of scenery, and I think it's best for us.
We'll see you in Toronto, Cheryl.
I will see
Let's,
you, and thank you
let's
so
keep in
much. I'm
touch.
so grateful. Yes, thank you.
That's Cheryl Martinez, ceramic artist. Wonderful. Thank you so much for joining us also. And joining us through that story. It's just amazing. So that's July 10 to 12 at the Nathan Phillips Square. Ang ganda makita. Meron yung paghalo-halo nung event na yon, may mga very famous artists already, no? Established artists, meron naman yung mga nagsisimula pa lang. And although Cheryl is a student here and just starting her life here in Canada, she's already been practicing this in the Philippines. Kaya makita naman natin, iba na yung level ng quality ng kanyang trabaho. So yeah, let's support our fellow kababayan, and it will be good, no? Put that in your calendar. I'm gonna put it on my own calendar to visit the Toronto Outdoor Art Festival. Okay. Yan, dyan po muna magtatapos ang ating programa for today. Hope to see you again tomorrow here on Out for Lunch. Same time. Bye-bye!